Guys, welcome back to the dirty. Wait, sorry, my bad. The Ikat Tepi Podcast. Right, episode 2. We're talking about horror stories, and a lot of us have horror scenarios and situations that you grow up and.
Hey guys, Future Moons here from the Editing Bay. I would like to thank everyone for supporting us so far. And if you guys want to support us further, do follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as well for the live videos. And that's it for me. Thank you so much again. Really, really appreciate it. And I will see you guys later in the podcast.
Horror stories. What do you guys have for them to listen?
Personally, I don't really have a lot of horror stories, but I have one scary encounter when I was like in primary school. That's about it.
Okay.
I remember it was like after classes, and we had to. It was like I think it was optional, but my parents like opted me to go in. It was like extra curriculum class, so you could do sports or like go to extra classes to like improve your
Basically,
education.
typical Asian.
Yeah,
parenting,
it is. It was a Chinese private school, so they offered that program. So my parents was like, "Yeah, you need to improve on your studies, you dumb." So I was like, "Yes, papa." But then that one day I decided to skip class, and then we were into catching bees. So
Wait, what?
Yeah, so it was like it's those really tiny bees that we can actually put them in our like the pencil lead box. We would like put we would take flowers, the really small flowers, the yellow one that you can actually that looks like what do you call that, like a fan that you can actually
you mean dandelions?
dandelions, yeah, there we
What
go.
the fuck you?
So we actually take we take the like we squeeze the nectar and then put it
The
in
nectar.
yeah, we put it in our pencil lead, and then we just put it where the hive is. And then
Oh, it's the one that it comes out like the juice, the red juice.
yeah. You pull it out and then you put it in. We will put it in our pencil lead box, and then we put it there, and then they will literally just go in the pencil box. Pencil
I'm
lead box, and
questioning
it goes-
what you did as a child right now.
Wait, hold on.
We
Wait,
would do all those
I'm
kind
just
of
confused.
stuff.
wait, hold on. Wait, you did it as a extracurricular activity?
No, I would skip class to do that.
You skipped that's Hufflepuff vibe. You're giving Hufflepuff vibe.
Yeah, I'm a
basically.
delinquent. I'm
That's
skipping class to go
slavery.
catch some bees. Look at
Wait,
me.
wait,
Arrest me,
you were
officer.
very young, lah.
Yeah, that was primary. I think it was like standard 3.
So at that time, did you know Sharon and all?
No. I knew Cheryl when I was in high school. Yeah, this was in primary.
Hi, Sharon.
Shout out,
C
Cheryl.
hash.
But
Alright,
what's
so-
so scary about
Okay,
it?
what's
so
the-
when I skipped class, so my friends and I decided to go
Oh,
to the
that's
other
the
side.
horror part. You know, Asian families skipping class.
My parents are like, disappointment. But yeah, we skipped class. We wanted to go explore this another side of the building that we've never met, and it
Yeah.
was like it was like 4 p.m., but it was
Uh-huh.
kind of dark. So it was no lights and everything. I think it's like an abandoned side of the school that they were trying to do renovations to bring the class that classroom up. So we went there and then we explored, and then while we were walking around the classroom areas, we walked past the class. Then there was a silhouette of a guy. He was just circling around inside the room, and we were like, okay, we've never seen that guy before, or like we've never seen anyone walk near us or in that building at all.
Uh-huh.
So my friend and I, we decided to like go check it out. Open. It was those kind of windows that it was like a glass one with the panel, so we had to like pry open. So we pivot the thing open, and my friend was like, "Hello." that figure of like the silhouette of the guy, the figure, just instead of pacing, he stopped and he looked at us. I instantly got scared and I just bolted. My friend was like, "Wait for me!" And so all I could remember is the guy turned around, I ran instantly, and then my friend followed me after. And we were like, "What the fuck was that?" He was like, "I don't know, teacher or what?" But we were like, "No way a teacher is there," because usually all the teachers that stay back, they will have a class to teach. So it's not a teacher and it's not a stranger, because our school is really strict. To go in our school, you have to sign in and shit like that. It's a private school, yeah. They are like really strict like that.
I mean, could it have been like a groundskeeper, a gardener on their first day?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
no one would go in a classroom, empty a super old classroom, and walk circles.
I mean, he would like, hey, boy, where's the tree? I cannot see it. Where's the
Wait,
tree?
why
I cannot find the tree, huh? Where's the tree?
in the first place?
Because he can't find the trees. He doesn't know where they are.
He's trying to climb trees in the classroom.
So you never found out like who was it,
No,
lah,
we
basically?
didn't. Yeah,
You didn't ask questions.
no.
You didn't become super
Okay, I
wise.
think we didn't want to ask anyone because we ponted in class.
You want to try to revisit the school again?
I wouldn't mind though.
You wouldn't mind?
Hey, Ramsha!
What the fuck is that?
Oh, you actually call him somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
That's
yeah.
crazy, man.
When I was like in high school,
Primary. He said
Okay,
primary.
primary school. But
Yeah.
any other instances like back then?
Other than that, nothing.
I think the other one that's horrific is like being roommates with Praveen.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was literally nightmare. I would have dreams and then wake up.
I gave this man memories, man. Come on, your college life would have been boring without me, bro.
Scars.
Scars
Oh, are we
for
talking
bars.
about the? Are we going to talk about the revolver again?
Nah. Talk about at a burning trash can, yeah.
Oh, burning trash can.
Burning
Oh
trash
my
Man,
god.
burn the trash can.
I'll let you explain this one.
Man tried to start like a Burning Man concert in my room.
Burning Man concert.
I was literally playing like I think it was like Overwatch or CS:GO with G and all, my roommate. And then this guy comes in and he wanted to like disturb me and he has nothing to do. So I was in game, so I was like concentrating with my headsets. This guy just took my trash can and started burning papers in it, and he's like he puts it on the ground while letting it burn, and he was like. He just runs out. I was like, what the fuck? He knocked down. It's still burning. I was like, Brian! I think I was like in the middle of games. I was like, oh shit.
Choose one, Emil. Your life or the game. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Man, it's like the modern
I
saw, dude. The modern saw.
he was a psycho.
Yeah.
The thing I didn't know if he said anything to me because I just heard him left the room, like storm out. I was like, what the fuck? My trash was burning. Yeah,
Alright.
that's the only horror story I have.
Yeah, well, these stories have been kind of mild so far. How about Sham, Moose? Do you guys have anything that's
I
really,
mean, I have a
really
couple,
up there,
lah.
really scary?
Yeah, I have a couple a little bit. I think the first one I wanted to say that. Yeah. The first one I wanted to say when I was like, when I was like primary, like probably primary or like very very small. I think it's like after kindergarten. So I was drawing at my old house at that time. And then there was a glass table, a frosted glass table. I remember it correctly. And then in the middle of the part of the table, there's like a reflection here. You can see. So I was watching cartoons and I was drawing also. You know how like kids, you like draw doodles, stickman, monsters or whatnot, right? So I was drawing. And then the thing was like, I was trying to reenact like a monster kind of like figure or like a monster kind of like hand motion, like rah.
You sure it wasn't rawr?
I was doing that, and then when I was like putting up my hands, then there's some like a woman in white with long hair also doing the same thing behind me. So I was like so stunned when I was a young kid, right? So I was like. Then I just like after that I just went and bolted and went to like my maid's room because my maid's room was like next to at that time the maid's room was like next to the toilet and next to the kitchen. Yeah, so because we had like a separate door for the kitchen and the maid's room, so it's like maid room, door, toilet, kitchen. So it's like a T junction in a way lah.
Yeah.
So I just like bolted from my living room. I went to fucking Michael Schumacher, dude.
While running, he's just like,
I feel like that's on you also, because you try to do the monster thing and then
wait. So you're saying that you drew this monster and it appeared behind you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on you.
Bro,
Then
did
you
you
summon her.
Did you try drawing a naked girl or something? Damn, come on.
Nah, dude, I don't do
Summoning
that.
jutsu.
Dude, I feel like I have like Nathaniel Richards, bro. Fucking Reed Richards' son, like can imagination.
Oh, I was probably like, who the hell is Nathaniel Richards? Okay, Reed
I was
Richards.
actually
Okay.
trying to think of that.
That's
as
actually
well.
quite scary, the fact that you drew something and it basically came to real life.
Yeah, I feel like
Naked
that my
girls,
whole house
bro.
is kinda
Naked
haunted, though, not
girls.
gonna
Let's
lie.
go. Come on. Do you still have the gift right now?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, one way to find out.
You gotta manifest it.
We grab a piece of paper and you try to draw something scary and you see what happened.
I draw each everyone's car lah.
What?
Okay. Okay. I want to get home safe.
Yeah, but yeah, like that was one instance like when I was like in like really really young. I think the other ones are like more like nightmares per se. When I was like more like in the younger years because I don't know like I just like had like frequent nightmares often.
What happened?
But the nightmares usually like, comes like horrific and demonic kind of type of shit. So there was one nightmare that I had where, I heard like sounds like, mind you, I was asleep at that time, and so it's more like a in and out, like a in out of body experience. So I had a moment where I woke up and then I heard something. I checked it out, I investigated it, and I saw someone downstairs like walking to the dining hall. So again, it's like the same situation. So maid's room, toilet, kitchen, living room is the dining room is over here. So I saw someone going in, and it disappeared. Like the person disappeared. It was a woman. She disappeared, and then I looked behind. Then the same figure came into the master bedroom. That's where I was sleeping at the time. And then I heard like a faucet like turn on. And it was in my bathroom. So I went inside the door. I looked over, and there was just like my mom like sitting in the bathtub. And then all of a sudden, like, dude, this is the creepy shit. It's because like her head twisted, and then like the eyes were like black as night, and then like she was like crying blood, bro. I was like, okay. Then after that shock, I just like woke up straight away, and then like, you know what, like what the fuck did I have, you know, like a nightmare. And I mean, like, I have like frequent like nightmares over the years, but it's not as severe as what I had before when I was a kid, lah. So that's just about it, lah.
Bro, you need some help.
Yeah.
You need to see someone about this.
I think because I think at that time was also like when Ju-on came out, so I kind of watched a lot of Ju-on.
That show, I fucking hate that show so much.
Yeah, the first one,
That
the first
shit
one.
really scarred me. Okay, for context, back then when I was younger, that shit still scares me. I think Juan, like the figure itself, because you know back then, like it came out for quite a while ago, right? And then
Yeah.
if you remember the DVD cover page for Juan, it's actually that little boy in blue with like black short eyes, you know.
The cat sound.
Yeah, it's damn scary. And back then, my late dad last time, he used to watch a lot of these movies because he was a director. He was a film director, right? So he draws inspiration for like movies that he watched lah. So obviously he has a lot of collections, and I likes to watch some of the movies that he watched lah. What I didn't know is that he actually categorized like them without any
Horror.
labels, you know. So there are some files that's like based on horror and all the DVD like CDs and all, right? But it was never labeled. So there was one time I wanted to watch like, I don't know, Fast and Furious. I fucking love Fast and Furious back then, you know. Then but I couldn't find it lah. So I was going through. It was like all these like horror genres that I've never heard of, but the cover page looked very, very innocent lah. So I scrolled through. Then next thing you know, I saw was Juan's face. You know, ever since then, right, I've been so scarred in my life. You know, I told my dad about it back then, but then he just laughed it out like and everything. As a prank, right? What he did was that there was one
Put the boys on.
he actually like
Printed out.
No, not even printed out. He actually he asked me to watch movies with
Yeah.
with him lah, because he wanted to like study the movie and all that stuff, right? So he asked me to mind him and all lah. So okay, watching, didn't understand the context of it, right? And then that scene itself, the scene when Juan came, I forgot what it was. Was it like when he was crawling backwards or something? Yeah, like down the stairs or something. That shit scarred me for life, you know. Ever since then now. But ironically, I fucking love horror movies now.
Technically, that's how it starts, you know.
Yeah.
So when you grow up with like watching horror movies, like back then when my mom, my sister, and my dad, we used to like watch horror movies, right? I fell in love a lot with a lot of movies. Like the first horror movie was like Ju-on, and then like One Missed Call, the Japanese one.
No, I don't think so.
You have not watched that?
I remember.
Let me play the ringtone for you.
Oh,
I remember the cover page is like it's like a very crude text, you know, like that looks very bloody. It says one missed call.
Alright,
It's actually
ready?
quite scary.
Ready?
Oh, I see.
Wait, I feel like I've heard that before. Isn't that that's quite similar to the ice cream guy, right?
Dude, I saw that. If I hear that tonight, I'm crying. I cry. I
I'll
fucking
stay out
cry.
with you, bro. I'll stay out with
I'll put it on
you.
Discord.
You see Sham just.
Well, speaking of horror movies, what is like these? Okay, besides Ju-on and
One Missed Call.
what are like one of the scariest movies like you've ever seen? Like, let's give our audience some good horror recommendations.
For me, if you want to watch a good horror story, in terms of like a really good one, I would say One Missed Call would be nice. Anything that has to do with Japanese, Thai, Korean, and Indonesian is damn good. Recently, if you guys want to watch like a really good horror movie, Satan's Slave by Joko Anwar. He's an Indonesian director. Really good. But what you can see a recurring element in his movies is he likes to put hantu pocong a lot.
Wait, Setan State, but it's actually titled in Malay.
Yeah, Pengabdi Setan.
Pengabdi Setan. There's actually sequels about it also, right?
Yeah, the second one is damn good.
Okay, dude. I watched that movie with my girlfriend. I don't know if you guys watched it.
Mm.
There was a death scene in the movie itself. A little bit of a spoiler, like, for those who haven't watched it, right? But I won't spoil the rest because it's still a good movie. Do watch it. One of the death scenes was that this girl, she wanted to like take out the trash or something, right? And then in apartment complex and everything.
Oh, that was the second one, yeah.
The second one lah. So if you want to take out the trash, right, you have to like pull in like
Yeah.
a rubber chute, then
Oh, yeah.
it will fall through, right? But then I think I don't know what happened. She managed to. She actually was.
Yeah, she was getting pursued by something.
Pursued by something, yeah, actually. So she tried to hide in there, basically, right? So what happened is that she tried to hide it, and then she just like tried to cling out to their life. Then once the ghost like passed by and everything, there was actually something waiting for her at like right below her in the chute itself. And mind you, this chute actually it's like
Narrow.
It's narrow, and also it's like up
Super high,
24,
yeah.
like, so it's like damn high up. So what happened is that I don't know, she got like pulled or dragged, and then she basically almost got like split in half. It's an Indonesian.
No,
movie.
it's not. She didn't get split up. Okay, basically, the sequence is that she was getting pursued by something, like a demon, right?
Yep.
At like a apartment complex. So she went inside the trash chute, and she tried to hit there, but then after that, she's like there was like a thumping sound on the door on the chute, and then it stopped, and she was relieved for a moment, and then she looked up. There was a hantu pocong like something coming out of the mouth. And she got scared and she felt her body lipat.
It's insane.
Yeah,
But it's really graphic then.
yeah, I mean, Indonesian horror movies in general, they do want to make it as graphic and also add like a little bit of like a cultural element to it. But I think it's really, really good horror movie to watch. The 1 and 2. 2 is a little bit the story, but the scares are okay, really good, very well paced. There's one scene where I'm just gonna tell you the scene, but I'm not gonna try to spoil you guys lah. But there's one scene where you will see a lot of hantu pocongs like worshipping something. Like it was they're all just like lying head down on the floor, and then you'll see like the faces like that. Like, dude, it was like fucking terrifying. Me and Ali, I watched it in theaters. Then everyone in the theater was like fucking scared. Like because it's like Indonesian horror film. If you wanna watch that. Be advised, don't be a pussy. Just watch it. Have someone, you know. And then the other one I want to recommend you is Smile. Smile's a good one. Good concept of American horror movie that would be good for if you want to watch the Western side lah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, pretty sure you guys are not really down for like horror movies.
I mean, yeah, I do watch horror movies. I think one horror movie I really loved was Insidious. Because
Classic.
I really liked it because that thing was like jump scare central.
Yeah.
Like the jump scares were so good. Even the main title scene was a jump scare. Like they just show like the lady's face and then you're like, wait, that's not scary. And then boom, the title like, whoa, what the heck? Yeah. That was a pretty good movie. Other than that, okay, I cannot remember the name of this movie, but maybe some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. It's essentially about these 4 friends, these British friends, and they're hiking.
The Ritual.
Is it the hiking in the forest one?
Oh, yeah.
That was really unsettling, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nerve-wracking, I would say lah.
Right, like the 4 friends, essentially like 4 friends are, taking a trip hiking through the woods, and they stumble upon like this old shed, and the shed has like this kind of like a makeshift deity that someone has been worshipping, and they just like hang around the shed because it's like free shelter.
It's a
and things like
Jotun.
that.
It's a Jotun. I think it's like in
Some
the
sort of like
in
Nordic
the
creature.
Scandinavian lore, like it's something to do with Loki because it's Loki's son or something like that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the next day they all wake up, right? And like one of the friends is like missing, and then they try to go find him, and they find him in the house, and he's like basically like worshipping the deity. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I don't want to spoil it, but shit goes on from there. That's
But yeah, back to like stories in general. Sham, do you have any weird, scary
personal
encounters?
stories, right? Yeah, I do have a few actually that I would like to share in terms of like personal stories, because like, I don't even know where to begin actually. Let's start with one that resonates with the both of us, basically.
Ah.
So, as you guys may or may not know, Muz and I have been very long time friends. We've been friends for quite a while, actually. If you listen to the first podcast, first episode, right, I explained a little bit about how I met Muz. But basically, we were shooting a video for like a competition, right?
Yeah, it's the short film, yeah.
The short film, right? So it's called Remission. You guys can actually check it out on YouTube. It's actually available, and we basically.
Please don't.
You guys should.
Because at the time my artsy side wasn't like really finessed yet.
It's okay. I mean, like it was back then. You
Yeah.
know? We all start somewhere, you
Yeah.
know, right? And then we're here now. But back to the story, lah. We shot at like this barren wasteland somewhere in Puchak Heights,
Yeah.
right? And it was a quite good location now that we did the shoot. And the shoot lasted for like 2-3 days.
2 days.
2 days,
Yeah.
basically. So one thing about that place itself, it's like it's open field. You don't see anything else. But on the second day, I came across one part of the barren field itself, right? Like behind these tall grass, right? There was actually a
Straw hut, right?
it was a straw hut. It was a tiny straw hut. And from afar, you can tell that it's actually quite small, not big enough for like an adult person to stay in. It's like meant for somebody who is pretty small. So it was quite unsettling, and I didn't proceed forward to investigate on what it actually is. But what I know is that there were like maybe like there were a few things that you came across of it, because you actually saw it on the first day, but you didn't tell us about it, right?
No, it was you who saw it in the first day.
I did.
Yeah, you did. So you saw it in the first day, and you had like a blank expression, and like you were like turning white, like really white. And then you just like kept quiet until we went to the mama and I asked you, did you saw anything? And you asked me lah. Then I said no, I didn't see anything. And you told me about it, and we're like, okay, so we'll keep that in mind. And then second day, it was me and one of our other actor was Danny.
Oh, Danny. Okay.
Yeah, Danny saw that, and then I saw it too. Then we just like booked it like the fuck out of that situation lah.
Because I think one of us actually saw something there. It was actually like a little girl.
Yeah, it was a little girl with long hair, and she was like dripping wet, right? So that I don't know what happened. It's literally after the Azan Maghrib that it came out, and then all of a sudden like that thing just came out of nowhere. Like literally the start of Azan, right? She just came out. Like whoa! Like why now?
Yeah.
Why today?
It scared me.
Yeah, and thank God during that time itself, right, was when we already like wrapped everything.
Yeah, we
up.
finished everything.
We finished wrapping already. We didn't have to like come back to the same location again, so we just like. Okay,
I think I imagine like what would happen on the third day if we actually went actually.
Sorry.
What would happen on the third day if we actually went for it?
Something bad would happen. that day. The more.
Definitely something bad would happen lah.
Yeah, exactly.
The child turns into an adult.
I don't know about you guys, like, but like when I see adult ghosts, okay, I'm not gonna mess with them. But if I see a kid ghost, boy, I am running up to that little shit. And I'm gonna hunt that thing like a field goal and be like, it's good.
It's like
Screw
Eli
you,
Manning.
kid ghosts. I can take you on.
Like,
Adult ghosts, I'll be like, noted. Have a nice day. Wait.
I cannot. I think in terms of any like supernatural things, mainly depending on like whether you believe it or not lah. To be honest, but some people like when it's there, it's just there. You know.
yeah.
How do you acknowledge that kind of thing? You know.
Right, you don't. You just walk away.
That's why
Yeah.
we have superstitions in general, actually, and
Yeah.
and different cultures that we have, right, and have different ways of going about it. We have different beliefs, they have different superstitions, or don't do this, don't do that, and all right. And to a certain extent, maybe some of us we do practice these kind of things, lah. I know
Yeah.
one example for like Malay cultures that one of the superstitions that we have that no matter where we go, even if it's like going out like normally, even I'm gonna do it after this, or in especially in instances when we visit like a dead relative or funerals, basically, right? One thing that we always have to do is that once we come back home, we have to wash our feet every
Yeah.
single time, because there's a
Really?
superstition. Yeah, there's a superstition whereby like if you don't wash your feet, it's like basically
You're bringing the
yeah, you're basically welcoming whatever that was following you to begin with and all. I don't really
Yeah.
know why it will follow you in the first place, but it's always been like a superstition that, you know, like my grandma will always say, it's like always wash your feet no matter what. These kind of things, right? And I've heard like in Chinese culture, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Emil, is that in Chinese culture, especially during Hungry Ghost Festival, if you find something like attractive, like maybe coins, like money on the
Oh
ground.
yeah, you
do
don't
not,
touch it.
Do not
You don't pick it up. You don't touch it.
Yeah. Why is that actually?
It's like some of them could. I'm not sure per se, but like from what I heard from my parents, the explanation is like some of them could be like peace offerings to like the ghosts, like sending them off and then like making sure that you're at peace.
Well taken care of in the afterlife.
So
lah.
it's like you don't want to step on and aggravate like the spirits and stuff like that, or the ghosts, like anything there, yeah. So also if like their prayer ground, like you can see like there's like candles and stuff like that, like don't step on it, usually, because that's where that's where they pray to the ghosts, So it's like that's what my parents told me, like don't do, like don't disturb where they've prayed or where the offering is at.
I know some of my friends, they are not that kind of type actually, because there was actually one instance, a story that I can share. Like, it's a quite short story. I wasn't involved in this, but I basically heard the story from my friends. Have you guys heard of this person called Mona Fendi?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Classic. You don't know who Mona Fendi is?
Okay, then again, I'm not really like it. I don't know. My parents never really like talked about like horror.
Okay, you gotta tell the
supernatural
story of
stuff.
Mona Fendi. I'm pretty sure some
But
people in
yeah.
our audience don't know who Mona Fendi
I'm also not
is.
exposed to
Yeah.
like any of the ghost movies.
Yeah,
or
I
whatever.
understand.
Oh, this is a
But
good one.
this is real life
This is a
stuff
good
though.
one,
Praveen,
yeah.
please, could you explain who Mona Fendi is?
My memory is a bit hazy, so could you explain who Mona Fendi is? like I know who she is,
Okay.
but I can't remember like how it ended. That's the thing.
Okay, how it ended, it should be no problem actually.
But okay, essentially Mona Fendi was, I think was she a personality or something before?
Oh shit, dude, she was a very famous bomo.
No, before she was a bomo, she was like an actress or something, right?
Was she?
Was she? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But I know after that she became a bomo, and like people were going to her asking her for advice. And one of the most notable ones was this guy came to her and her husband asking for like how do I become richer and more successful in life, and they killed him.
What?
Long story short, right?
Long story short, they killed
chopped him up.
They chopped him up into pieces, killed him.
Because he didn't fall through with what the term was, right?
Right.
Between the business dealings or something, right? Between
Right.
her,
Okay.
right?
So they just killed him.
Yeah.
They killed him, chopped him up into pieces.
Chuck it in river.
And she actually
Damn.
managed. She actually ended up in jail because of that. But there were a lot of shady stuff that she did even before that, and it tied to her bomo activities, lah. Basically,
She, if I'm not mistaken, she was sentenced to death.
She
right?
was, I
but
think.
right before she died,
She was smiling,
said
bro.
something. She was smiling and she was saying something.
saying that I will never die or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
her spirit
my.
will still live or something like that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
But,
imagine, yeah.
but back to the story that I have, right?
Yeah.
Mona Fendi has multiple places that she lives. She has multiple houses because she was very well off. You know,
Yeah.
she was very rich because of the business that she did, and she was a personality. Right. So one of the locations of her house, right, is not her main house, but one of it was actually in Shah Alam, somewhere near my place. Basically, I don't know if it's like section 8 or section 11. I'm not too sure. So I live in section 13, and I never wanted to like go to these places, lah. But what happened was that. My group of friends, they were very curious about the house, and the house is actually still there, but it's abandoned. Nobody wanted to buy the property because of the history itself. It used to be owned by Mona Fendi itself. So when you visit the place itself, right, you can see that the gates are all rusted, the windows
Vines,
are all
vegetation, stuff like that, yeah.
vegetation. The windows are all broken already because people throw shit at the window, and they're like tall grasses, lah. But at that time, my friends, they drove past the house, and the gate was closed. So they were like, oh shit, yeah, take pictures and everything, passing by the house. Then they went like one round around the cul-de-sac itself. They passed by the second time, the gate was open. The gate was literally open, right? And after that, they realized, they're like, oh shit, we should not explore even further. And they booked off before anything could happen, lah.
Smart.
Yeah, so those are one of the instances like where don't do stupid stuff like this.
So basically, what he's saying is don't be white.
Basically,
Be
yeah.
you,
White
don't be
people,
white.
you need to learn. Don't run towards the danger, run away.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Right? And then what he said about like she has like multiple houses. She had one house in Subang back then, USG2. I don't think it's there anymore because someone bought over it.
Oh, that guy crazy. Whoever bought it is. I had something.
Yes,
to do.
someone bought over it and changed everything. But I think it should be fine now for now.
Like he bought and stayed there.
Crazy.
Our whole family stayed there. I think it's beside Izzat's house.
Yo.
Izzat lives like few houses away from it.
What?
Yeah.
The guy probably doesn't care.
You probably
He's like,
or maybe he doesn't know.
oh, maybe.
Who knows, right?
Maybe.
Now we tell him later, like, if he comes.
Or maybe you can find out through this podcast. You know?
Hey, yeah, guess what?
So that's the story. Like she had a house in Subang as well, USG 2. I back then when I was a kid, I did explore it a bit lah. When I was young,
What the fuck is wrong with you?
with me and my
You
couple of my
totally
friends in
pulled
high
away.
school, me and my couple of friends in high school, we explored it at night.
At night. Wow. Can you get any wider?
Real life phasmophobia, I would say.
Oh, fast.
They got
Yeah,
the
definitely.
walkie-talkies.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you there?
Okay, I didn't try all that. I was just curious
just
lah.
like, are you there?
I was just exploring the house and everything. I was just curious lah. That's just about it. I mean, my friends, we were just very curious, and then we just left lah. We booked it lah. I think because like one of my friends had like a eerie feeling, so she like not she but he. His name is Fikal. Yes, Fikal. That's his name.
Vika. Shout out to Vika if you're hearing this.
Fika, you are crazy, bro.
So Fikal was the one who had like the eerie feeling. He had the eerie feeling. Then me and a couple other my friends, like back then was Hafiz, Adam, Syed Daniel, not Syed Daniel, Syed Haris and stuff like that. We all were like we were all there because we were young. We were high school. We didn't know any fucking better. So we just went and we had an eerie feeling. We just left. That's just about it.
Was that like one of the dares that you guys had?
No.
Or like,
We
Oh,
just,
it was
we
just
just,
like
we
a-
just
They just
curious.
wanted to explore.
We just were curious. We just
we
curious.
are explorers.
So I haven't really had any like haunted experiences,
Mm-hmm.
but I do love scaring people.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's probably like one of my favorite things to do is just literally scare
I mean,
people.
you scared Emil. You scared Emil during like the whole.
Yeah,
college.
man's scarred for life. That's why he's here now. You know, it's called what was it?
You
You
can
get
toughen it
Stockholm
up.
syndrome. Yeah.
It's tough.
I don't see ghosts, but when I close my eyes, I see Praveen.
God.
Oh, yo.
Racist. But yeah, I would say like one of the best scares I've ever done was back in the US. Near our university, we used to have a lot of cornfields, and during Halloween, they would essentially like design a maze throughout the entire cornfield, and the maze would actually be like a picture or something. So like if you look at it like from the top, it'd be like like that year itself was like the Demogorgon from Stranger Things,
Oh, yo.
but like carved into a maze.
Okay.
Right. So we went to this this maze, right? Okay. How it works is they give you a piece of paper, which is like a map, and a few flashlights, because in the maze there are no lights at all. Okay.
Wait, you have to do this at 9?
Yeah, I mean you can do it in the morning, but it's better to do it at night. It's more fun at night.
Yeah, obviously.
There's only this one really big spotlight in the middle, but that's just to show you where the entrance is. Other than that, it's just completely dark. So you go to the maze, and the maze has different checkpoints, and at each of these checkpoints, you can collect like a coupon that gives you a discount at like a nearby store or restaurant. So like traveling through the maze is like rewarding for you.
Okay.
So me and my friends were going through the maze, and I was just like, this would be a great chance to scare some people. Oh, okay. So
Emil wasn't part of this group.
essentially,
Yeah,
Emil wasn't part of this group, no.
Yeah.
So my plan was essentially to just like make my way like out of the group slowly, creep into like the cornfields, and then when they realize I'm gone, I like jump out and scare
I
them.
mean, like, how did you even like sneak your way out? Because you're a fucking 6'2" or 6'3".
Oh, that's just the magic of Praveen, man.
Yo.
They call me sneaky deaky now. Okay, first things first. I don't even know how people in movies run through like cornfields because they are so uncomfortable. Like maze plants, like the leaves are so sharp. When you're like traveling through them, like even slowly,
sharp, right.
It's really sharp, like it cuts you. So like people running in like cornfields, that does not make sense at all. That's just it's so uncomfortable.
They're both different.
But yeah, so this is what happened. So I was with the group, and then I was waiting until like everyone was like focused. Okay, where do we go? Like which turning, which next, and things like that. When that would happen, I would just slowly back out towards the back of the group. And once I'm at the back, when everyone's super focused, I would just jump into the corners and hide in there. So while I'm hiding in there, just waited like a few minutes, and then the group was just like, "Oh shit, like, where's Praveen? Like, is he missing? Is he gone?" And normally, like, if someone gets like detached from their group, they would go out back to the entrance. So my friends are just like, "Oh, okay, he might be back at the entrance, so let's just go over there and like see if he's there." So as they're like making their way back to the entrance, I'm just like studying where they're moving, finding like the intercept point, and I'm just like running closer, jump out. You get scared, it's okay. But yeah, I kid you not, these guys shat themselves. They were on the floor and they were just like, they probably thought they were getting robbed or something. But yeah, that was one of the best scares I've ever done.
Like in the whole
Pretty
life.
fun. The thing is, I did like 2 more times, and by the 3rd time, they were just like, "Praveen, we know what you're doing."
They learned of your tricks.
At one point, they got annoyed. They just like whenever I went missing, they just walked in. They're like, "Yeah, let's do this."
Nah, the good scares are always unexpected ones.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. I think the one is not horrific per se, but I gave some people a heart attack almost when I was doing. So this is nothing horrific in terms of if you think it is. I mean, it is lah. So I was locked out of my apartment,
Oh.
right?
Okay.
So
Oh, I think I know this one. I think I know this
Keys,
one.
wasn't
there is a door behind because I forgot the keys. You know, I fucking hate when I forget keys.
Yeah, which
So-
idiot would do that? Oh wait, sorry.
Adults.
So my house key was inside my apartment. I was locked between a wooden door and a grill.
Okay.
So I had no way out. But the only thing I can figure out is, okay, I should go inside and get the keys. I was trying to open the door and everything, it didn't work. I tried to call in someone, it didn't work. Because my neighbors probably go out working. Okay, Shaman. relax. So the only logical thing I was in my mind is that, hey, my laundry room window is open. So I tried to like,
Is it your laundry room on the balcony?
yeah, there was no.
Wait, you shared the story before.
Yeah. So
What the fuck?
So I was climbing and shimmying myself like to windows.
Were you Tom
just
Cruise in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol?
Yeah, probably.
When you were singing,
Yeah.
there
So
was
I was like just like putting my weight on the window, so I just like went over to go inside.
God.
I was mind you, it was 15 flights of like stories, you know.
Wow.
Yeah,
So I didn't look down because I know if I look down I'll panic. So I just went inside, just did it lah. Yeah, that was. Then I told Nalia on the Skype, I was like, babe, I'm almost died.
You know what'd be
Why?
funny? You know what'd be funny if your laundry door was locked as well?
He was like, oh shit, now I'm gonna make it back. Oh,
Because the laundry door thing is it's not locked because it's locked from the inside. Yeah.
Wait, locked from inside.
So the lock is from the inside of the door,
Oh,
inside of
okay.
outside the door. So yeah, I don't know why the owner designed it that way, but yeah, it's like that. So yeah. And my girlfriend was like, so next time you think about my logic, not your logic. But I was like, babe, I had no phone, I had no keys, what am I supposed to do? So I had to think my logic
Tom
before.
Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Then I have to think with myself, what would Tom Cruise do?
At least now we know you won't do something like that again, lah.
We'll see.
Agree or disagree?
If the situation gives it, then we'll see. Yeah.
Summon his inner Tom Cruise.
And you know Tom Cruise, bro. Yeah, you guys don't know, I'm small, but I'm nimble. All right.
In the bedroom.
Ooh.
That one I don't know lah.
Oh, dude, guys, I just remembered about
What?
like a story that I actually experienced. I actually have like a couple that I would like to share lah, right? In terms of my own personal experience when it comes to like these like horror, supernatural stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing about me is that what a lot of people say, and I like to confidently say also, is that if you were to hang out with me long enough, at one point you would experience something weird. You know, I don't want to say supernatural, but something weird lah. So for the context of it is that it's okay, Will. It's okay. It's okay.
It was just like, no.
So like, so like what happens is that this happened to one of my good friends out there. His name is Arif Jazmi. I'm pretty sure you guys remember him, right? Yeah. So we actually went out on like for dinner with a couple of other friends, right? So there was 4 of us. It was myself, Arif, Dam, and also Han. Right, so we went out for dinner. We convoyed with one car because we want to travel multiple cars, right? So we took my car instead. After dinner itself, we had to send everybody back home. So we sent Dam home, and it was just the 3 of us. And then we were just talking, chatting, and all, right? And Han lives around SS15 at that time, lah. And what happened was that Han is the type of person where he wears a lot of talismans. You know, he's a very superstitious. I was about to say supernatural. He's a very superstitious person. He's quite religious to a certain extent, right? So he wears all these talismans. Like he explained, like, the reason why he wears these talismans is to ward off like bad omens, you know, spirits or whatsoever, right? So once we dropped Arif off, like, and once we dropped Han off, and Arif was the one driving the whole time because I was too tired to drive at that time. once we dropped him off, right, Arif was making his way back to his place to drop himself off, and something weird happened to Arif lah, basically at that time. He basically felt like somebody was breathing down his neck as he was driving, right? And he felt there was like a very cold breath per se. And he told me that he also smelled something in the car. I didn't smell it because I was asleep. I was asleep during that time. So Arif freaked out. He looked at me and was asleep, so he's practically all alone. So what he did that he increased the volume of the radio just to tune out whatever he was feeling up. And I woke up because
It's loud,
it was loud, you know. So I looked at him. He didn't explain what's wrong, right? So I turned down the volume. And I continued sleeping. And I continued sleeping. And then he turned it back up again. So I was like, okay, maybe he wanted to
I don't want to deal with this shit.
Yeah, I'm too tired to like ask him what's up lah. So we drove back. Once he drove back, got off the car, then I took the driver's seat, right, rolled down the window, and then he basically explained to me like, dude, when you're on the way back home, and baca doa dulu. And what that means, for those who don't understand, is that say some prayers first, right? So I asked him, I was like, why? But he didn't respond. He just gave me that look to just like, you know, just do it kind of thing,
Do
right?
it,
Just do it, right? So I was like, okay, I got the message. So I didn't think about it too much until I was like halfway through my journey on the way back. I was like, okay, what did Arif meant by that lah? So I freaked myself out, right? And I like checked the back and all, just make sure that nothing was like following me or whatsoever. Then I was like, okay. I turned up the volume and I started karaokeing lah, just like to distract myself. But once I got home safely, got on Discord and I asked him, dude, why did you ask me to say 3 prayers? Then he explained to me he felt something breathing down his neck and he smelled something very fragrant, you know, like very flowery smell. And usually in these cases, right, it just means that something is actually trying to follow you, right? And it's quite scary lah. And I don't know what the superstition is, right? They say that if you smell something very fragrant, it means there's a pontianak that's present.
Oh my.
I don't know if it's fragrant or if you smell something rotten.
It's fragrant.
It's fragrant, right? When you smell something rotten, I think that's even worse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you smell something fragrant, I think whatever that happened that night, something was trying to follow us at that point. And it happened exactly right after when Han left. That's the one. Second one was when I experienced it myself alone. This story happened in my house. And I like to call this story, and I like to call this thing the sandwich ghost.
Sandwich ghost.
Yeah,
Sandwich
the
ghost,
sandwich
okay.
ghost. The reason why I call it sandwich ghost is that what happened was that it was late night, and I wanted to make myself a quick snack. Right, it was like 3 a.m. in the morning, and I was like, okay, I'm feeling kind of peckish, so I wanted to go downstairs and make myself some food. But before I can like grab the knob and to exit, I heard something like a shuffle outside my door.
Bro, the ghost is shuffling, bro.
No. It's not shuffling. It's not shuffling.
Bro, you base agent na masuk, bro.
No. It's not like
Kau pergi
that.
sama piramid.
He goes past like, shuffler, go!
He's like knocking outside. He's like, let's go, shuffler versus Raven. Let's go,
Fuck
you
that.
and me.
I would have lost. I'm a bad answer. You know?
Bro, the shuffle go to the heavens already, bro.
Is this, were you a shuffler in the past life or something? Was this something coming back to haunt you?
I don't know. Maybe lah, because I used to shuffle a lot last time lah. I used to have all the gear.
Everyone had that phase,
Bro,
bro.
this guy had a vengeance
Yeah, true,
against
that's
you. He
true.
was just like, I need to defeat Shamil Johari right now in shuffling.
That was his rival in the past life, you know?
Oh, yo.
I think if you ask every Malay, I'm pretty sure they shuffle before. You ask Sharo also, you
Even
shuffle.
I shuffled in.
You used to shuffle a moose.
Yo. Emil, what's your shuffler's name lah, Emil?
No, we had like it was my class when we performed, and the guys were basically the shufflers.
Yo.
Yo.
Okay. But then back to the story lah. I heard like footsteps right outside my door, and I was like thinking to myself, is that my mom? Right, but it
Your
was
mom
weird.
shuffles too?
No.
That's not what it's on.
No. I don't know. I hope not lah. That would be so. Oh, that would
Your
be.
mom's
weird.
just like, show yourself, let's go.
Yo.
My son, man.
Yo, I get out now. So like, I thought it was like my mom like walking outside my door. But I thought to myself, it's 3 a.m. in the morning. Why would she be outside my door in the first place? So what I did is that you know how doors, there's like a little gap that you can see like under, right? So what I did is I got down on all fours, right?
Yeah.
And then I
Did you just give up or you just like, take me? Let's go.
Slide it in. Slide it in.
He's gonna shuffle in his big finish.
Finishing move.
Is this the current house that you're staying now?
is the current house that I'm still staying
Have you
at.
blessed the house?
The thing is that there were instances that we had to bless the house, but I'll tell the story after this. So what happened was that I got down.
I got down all fours again.
I got down all fours again, right? I peered through like the cracks under the
Which
the door.
crack the door?
Like the door is cracked. The door is cracked. The door is cracked. Right. Then I actually saw shadows of like somebody like walking outside my door, pacing back and forth. But the thing is that I didn't see any foot. I didn't see the foot, so that was very unsettling for me. And I told myself like, okay, somebody's outside my door. Guess I'm not making a sandwich anymore. So I called that thing the sandwich ghost. That's what happened, lah.
Dude, I think you should just call it the shuffler.
The shuffler, yeah.
The shuffler goes.
The shuffler, right? But the instance where I think Emil, you brought it up, right, about like showering or something, like showering mandi bunga or something like that, right?
Huh?
Was it you? Was it him?
No.
Oh, no.
Showering what?
No.
one said-
Oh, blessing. You said something blessing, right?
Oh, he said
You said blessing,
bless
right? Okay.
house, yeah.
My house was actually blessed already at one point, and this was during like SPM time. God knows why we had to bless the house. We actually called the ustad. My mom never told me to contact the babe, but my mom called an ustad to come and bless the house. For no apparent reason whatsoever. What the ustad did was that it was like checking every corner of the house. You know, and I was just checking like and everything, and they were having a private conversation within themselves. But then all I knew is that he was pasting scriptures, like pages from the Quran itself at every doorway of the house, and we had it for like 2-3 years at least, you know. And then also at the same time, the ustad told me to mandi bunga. Right, mandi bunga is basically like it's like a cleansing rituals where you shower yourself with like fragrant flowers. God knows why we had to do that, lah. I mean, I guess it's to bless us in well, something, but the instruction was that the ustad basically told me to shower and take a nap afterwards. It was very weird for him to request for something like that for me, lah, and all. But all I knew is that after I did that, I took a nap, I woke up and I had a fever. But I didn't think too much about it, so I just rested for the next couple of days and I felt much better. Until now, I still don't know the context to why we had to mandi bunga, as well as why there were scriptures around the house in the first place. Because my mom at that point, she wasn't in tune with her religious side that much. Not in compared to now, Now she's more she's retired, so she has more time to get in touch with her spirituality. But back then, she wasn't anything close to that. But it was very odd for me to see, you know. So I've always wondered why. I could probably ask my mom again, like why we had to do that, and I can bring it up in the next episode, We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But it was a weird
I think
experience.
the ustad came to the house and then the moment he came, oh my god! That's a jump scare for everyone listening right now. But I think probably the ustad came to the house and he could already feel the oomph. He's like, shuffler.
Crazy.
Going to the accord, I think that will be the perfect way to end this episode, to be honest.
With the jump scare.
Yeah, with a jump scare, definitely. If you guys are watching this on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, please do follow us at Ikat Tepi Podcast. And we will see you for the next episode to see whether these two boys, Emil Leong and Pravin Sutan, has Riz or not. Stay tuned for that. For the next episode, episode 3. But here I am, your host, Mustafa, Emil Leong, Pravin Sutan, and Shama Johari. We'll see you in the next one.
Ciao, everybody. Take care.